There we go. We did it. We did it, YouTube. We're now live. Wow. This is kind of awesome. Okay, let's start our morning market update. The reason we're so excited to go live on YouTube, we've done it probably 600,000 times, but now it's different. YouTube just said no more old way. Let's do it the new way with no notice. They probably sent an email like 7 months ago saying on August 1st it's going to be dead. And hey, here we are. Anywho, can't complain. Just got to roll with it. Part of being a trader is rolling with the punches. This is a punch we roll with. Hope you guys are having a great morning for this awesome Thursday, August the 8th. I need to move the camera forward a little bit, but I'm not touching it because sometimes it freezes. So you're going to seem a little far away, but you're close in my heart. All right, so this morning, a little fun fact. U.S. crude futures have dropped 13% so far in August, the worst start to a month in 4 years. All right, according to Dow Jones market data, prices fell 4.7% on Wednesday alone yesterday to 51.09 a barrel, the lowest level since mid-January. And then Saudi Arabia said they're phoning oil producers to see what they're going to do about it, and the market rallied 3.2% right off that news. Interesting, right? It's like, I'm going to call them and see what we're going to do about it. What are you going to do about it? You're part of a production cut agreement, and if you don't sustain that production cut agreement, price is going to fall more unless you're going to cut more output. All right. At 12:15 yesterday on August 7th, Fed's Evans saved the day. All right. This is what he said. He's a Dove voter, so he votes on the FOMC as part of the rate hike decisions and rate cut decisions. And he says he sees mid-cycle adjustment and the Fed aiming for 50 basis points below neutral rate rather than 50 basis points above. The inflation outlook alone calls for more accommodation. This is what you'd expect to hear from a dovish FOMC voter, right? It's a pretty dovish statement. Yet the market was looking for good news, any good news to save it out of the morning slump. We got it middle of the day, just after lunch, and markets rallied quite sharply on that, because what he's basically saying is if the Fed is at the neutral rate at the moment, they want to be at least 50 basis points below that rate. So he's pretty much saying more cuts are coming. And the big question is, are they at the neutral rate at the moment? Maybe the neutral rate is now, and there's 2 more additional cuts coming down the pipeline. Either way, he just firms up the stance that they're looking to cut interest rates a little bit more. The market enjoyed that and rallied. All right, the US dollar did not, and neither did gold. Gold is selling off a little bit for the first time. My friend yesterday called me and said, hey, should I buy gold now? I'm like, no, stay far away. The goal is to have been long gold. I'd rather short it at the moment than be long at this price. It's going to come back down. There's going to be a good entry. Gold's in a bull market. I honestly see gold hitting 2,000 at some point. Especially if we get a recession, we could even break above that 1,900 prior top and keep running up. All right. That's Fed's Evans coming to the rescue of the markets. Yesterday, in other news today, or last night rather, FedEx said that it's ending its contract to deliver Amazon packages in the United States through its ground network. All right. And it's severing the ties with one of the world's biggest shippers, which is Amazon. It's interesting news because they're pretty much terminating a contract that they said is low margin for them. They said, we don't make a lot of money from Amazon. And the reason being is Amazon puts a lot of pressure on them to cut prices because of the volume that they provide them as a company. Another interesting thing about this is FedEx wants to ground deliver for Walmart. And I think by cutting off Amazon, they're saying, hey, look, we're getting rid of one of your biggest competitors. Sign on with us and let's do more ground shipping for Walmart. So it's an interesting move. FedEx was down over 1% yesterday on this news. So too was Amazon. And the reason Amazon is not as worried about this is because they're actually building their own delivery network. Right? Amazon is big enough that they could just create their own FedEx. Right? And they might even just call it Amazon X and then just mess with them a little bit. It's a massive company. Why not? All right. They've been building out their network, and they're on pace they're going to be okay, basically. That contract's terminated effective beginning of August, so it's already done. Chinese policymakers yesterday tried to calm the global market. They fixed the yuan stronger than expected, but the new level is still just weaker than the 7 benchmark, which is a really important one. So even though they fixed it a little bit stronger, it's still above 7%. And another way to look at it is the yuan is below 7% compared to the US dollar. All right. That's pretty much, that happened for the first time since 2008, but the market expected a lower fix. All right. And they didn't get as low of a fix. And that was actually good news. as Beijing tries to stabilize their currency. The reason being is if you continue to devalue your currency at a rapid pace, you're going to cause some capital outflows. Big money is going to run out of the currency. They're going to say, why am I staying here if it continues to be worth less, and me to be able to purchase less globally with the money that I've saved and worked so hard to build up. All right, and that's what's happening. That's why they're not cutting the yuan as much and aggressively and sharply. Number one, because it caused global turmoil when they did it just once in one day. Number two, they don't want capital outflows. There's a fine balance between having a weaker currency to stimulate your economy and exports, and at the same time keeping the capital from big corporations within China. So that's what happened. This trade negotiation between the U.S. and China is virtually over. I don't think any deal is going to come out of this until 2020, until there's a new election. If Donald Trump re-wins and gets reelected as president for a second term, it's going to get hairier for China. They're not going to be able to get off as easily. If they get a new president, then it's going to be priority for them to negotiate with him or her, whoever it might be. All right, that's the news overnight. Nothing really major, but still important. I think the Chinese news is the biggest for the market. We're seeing a little bit of a bid. All markets green across the board. In Asia, Japan's up 0.4%. Hong Kong's up 0.5%. China's up 0.9%, and India's up 1.7%. And on other news, and the biggest news today is well, not today, but this weekend was Victorio's birthday. And so I was away. Here you go, Vicky. You need to eat this.
Oh, thanks, guys. What do we have
Happy
here?
birthday, dear Victorio.
Thank you, everyone.
Look, say
Bro,
it's his birthday. It wasn't his birthday today. When was it? Sunday, right?
Sunday,
So what was that, the 3rd?
4th.
I just blow it. Oh, no. Hang on, Azales. Give me the lighter again. I blew out one of his candles.
We
Jeez.
blew them out.
Yeah, I laughed.
Make a wish.
Yeah.
I wish for 100% of our room to be
Green?
green.
That's such a humble wish.
I know.
Wish something for yourself. All right. Happy birthday, Vicky.
Thanks, guys.
Vicky is turning 19. This youthful presence of his. It was his birthday. We didn't get a chance to do much. I was in California, and Monday was a holiday in Canada, so we put it off a little bit. But happy birthday, Vicky! Thank you for everything you do for TRADEPRO and all the people out there. In Europe, at midday, London's up 0.2%, Paris up 1.3%, and Frankfurt's up 0.9%. In the U.S., Dow's up 0.4%, S&P's up 0.4%, Nasdaq's up 0.7%. Man, that excitement just killed my flow. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to celebrate with you. Hey, what do we got here in the corner? Let's celebrate. Yeah, that's how the day starts. Crude oil is up this morning over 2%. Gold is down 1%. I see it sliding back below 1,500. Vicky, what was your level on gold yesterday? You said 1470 or something? I've been looking. Vicky's is 1470 to 75. I've been looking at gold way too greedy, and I have mine at 1440 to 1450. But you don't want it to go down there, so you might have to pick this up in the high 1400s, 1475s, and we'll see. We're gonna have a look at that. That's gold. Bitcoin's up 1.5%, still shy of 12,000. This morning we had initial jobless claims. I don't really have time to break it down here this morning market update, but I will do in the trading room. 10 a.m. we have wholesale trade, natural gas inventories. 1 p.m. result of a 19 billion 30-year note auction. That'll be an interesting report for fixed income markets. Fixed income is just really rallying. Bonds are going up a lot as yields are being pressed lower by the Fed. All right, and these lower yields are diverging from now a little bit of a stronger market. So I think that to answer the question on this YouTube title, is this a selling opportunity? I think yes. I think a selling opportunity is coming up for institutional money. I think the downside isn't over yet. All right, we got some more to go to the downside. I think on the peak, it was down 8.3% off the highs S&P 500, other equity indices. I think these low volume rallies, if they stay low volume, are just going to get sold into pretty aggressively. So stay on the lookout. Keep your ear open to the Squawk. We have a live Squawk running. Our members have a discount for the Squawk, actually. It's a professional news service that breaks news in audio format and gives you text summaries of what's happened. Every proprietary company in the world uses either them or one other company, and there's only 2 of them around. All right, so the one that we use, you have a discount as a TRADEPRO member. The retail crowd can't get, and it's a pretty good discount, and it's an awesome news data feed. So a little plug for them. They're a great company. Now I got to turn around and open up the trading room cover some more information, look at the S&P 500 and oil, and get started. Today's going to be a great day. Right, Vicky? Marky, is it going to be a good day? Azales? Wow, such positivity. Surrounded by positive minds. Love these guys. All right, let's get started. Let me figure out how to end this YouTube stream, because that in itself is another question. Oh, there's an end button. Bye, YouTube. People said happy birthday to you, Vicky.